السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. کیسے ہیں آپ سب لوگ؟ امید کرتی ہوں آپ سب لوگ خیریت سے ہوں گے. آئی ہوپ یو آر آل ویل. فرام ٹوڈے انشاءاللہ I will be conducting the classes in English as I feel that more people can benefit. آج انشاءاللہ ہم سورہ القاریہ we will study سورہ القاریہ which is the 101st surah of the Holy Quran, and it's a Makki surah. First, I will recite the surah with the Urdu and English translation, and then we will, inshallah, we will attempt to study the tafsir of the surah. So let's begin. أعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. اللہم انی اعوذ بک من علم لا ینفع ومن قلب لا یخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوت لا یستجاب لها. O Allah, I seek your protection from knowledge that does not benefit, and a heart that does not humble itself, and from a soul that is not satiated, and from a prayer that is not answered. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. سورۃ القاریہ. القاریہ کھڑکھڑانے والی. او دا سڈن کلیمٹی. مل قاریہ وہ کھڑکھڑانے والی کیا ہے. ہاؤ آسم دا سڈن کلیمٹی. وما ادراک مل قاریہ اور آپ کو کیا خبر کہ وہ کھڑکھڑانے والی کیا ہے. اینڈ واٹ کوڈ میک دی کنسیو واٹ دیٹ سڈن کلیمٹی ول بی. یوم یکون الناس کالفراش المبثوث جس دن لوگ بکھرے ہوئے پروانوں کی طرح ہوں گے. On the day when men will be like moths swarming in confusion. وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْإِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ اور پہاڑ رنگی ہوئی دھنی ہوئی اون کی طرح ہوں گے. And the mountains will be like fluffy tufts of wool. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ تو جس کے اعمال تول میں زیادہ ہوں گے. اینڈ دین ہی whose weight is heavy in the balance. فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ تو وہ خاطر خواہ عیش میں ہوگا. shall find himself in a happy state of life. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ اور جس کے اعمال تول میں کم ہوں گے. whereas he whose weight is light in the balance. فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ تو اس کا ٹھکانہ ہاویہ ہوگا. shall be engulfed by an abyss. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ اور آپ کو کیا معلوم کہ وہ کیا چیز ہے. and what could make thee conceive what that will be. نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ وہ دہکتی ہوئی آگ ہے. a fire hotly burning. In the last surah that we studied, which was Surah Al-Adiyat, we studied about the miserly and ungrateful, and that they were warned that they do not know that the day will come when they will be resurrected and brought to life again and brought before their God, and they will be held accountable for all their deeds and the intentions behind them as well. Now in this surah Al-Qariya, the day of judgment is being vividly described, when each man's deeds will be weighed and judged. Al-Qariya, oh the sudden calamity. Mal Qariya, how awesome the sudden calamity. Wama adraka mal Qariya, and what could make thee conceive what that sudden calamity will be. The root word of Qariya is qara'a, qaf, ra, ain, which means to beat something violently, loud knocking, and it is used to signify a sudden calamity. For example, we see the word used in Surah Ra'd, ayat number 13. وَلَا يَزَالُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا تُصِيبُهُمْ بِمَا صَنَعُوا قَارِئَةٌ أَوْ تَحُلُّ قَرِيبًا مِّن دَارِهِمْ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ وَعْدُ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُخْلِفُ الْمِيعَادَ. And those who disbelieve do not cease to be struck, for what they have done by calamity, or it will descend near their home until there comes the promise of Allah. Indeed, Allah does not fail in His promise. So the word Qariya here has been translated as calamity. Qariya is one of the several names of Qiyamah, or the Day of Judgment. The name signifies suddenness and alarm and panic. That is to say that when this sudden calamity will strike, it will alarm humanity. It will create panic amongst human beings. How awesome the sudden calamity! And what could make thee conceive what that sudden calamity will be? The purpose of this style of questioning is to shake the listeners and to make them attentive. This is not a question which requires an answer from the addressee or the audience. This style of questioning is basically to shake the listener and to make them attentive. And we observe a similar style in the opening verses of Surah Al-Haqqah. Al-Haqqah, O the laying bare of the truth. Mal-Haqqah, how awesome that laying bare of the truth. Wama adraka mal-Haqqah. And what could make thee conceive what that laying bare of the truth will be? So since the Quran is the speech of Allah, its orations, its divine orations, so in the similar manner where a speaker adopts different styles to engage the audience, or to especially if he's stressing upon something very important, the speaker engages, or the speaker uses different styles to engage the audience, or to make them interested in the subject, or to emphasize a certain subject. So in the similar manner, we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used different techniques, and this is one of the techniques which is extremely effective, because it is a question and it is meant to make the audience attentive and to make them understand how important the topic of discussion is. In the next two ayats of Surah Al-Qariya, Allah has presented a horrific picture of the Day of Judgment in such few words. And I'm reciting from ayat 4. يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ, on the day when men will be like moths swarming in confusion. وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْإِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ, and the mountains will be like fluffy tufts of wool. So we notice here that in ayat 4 and 5, Allah is presenting a vivid scene from the day of Qiyamah. In certain verses of the Quran, we find detailed description of the last day, and great details of what will happen to the sky and the earth, etc., etc. And in certain others, we find very brief mention of it. In ayat 4, the state of human beings, and in ayat 5, the state of the mountains is being described. In ayat 4, we are being told that on that day, humans will be like scattered moths. The state of humans, as if you're looking at them from a distance, and they will appear to be like scattered moths. In the Arabic language, the word farash is used for moths which are attracted to light. And in this ayat, human beings are being depicted as similar to scattered moths. So this is to depict the state of panic and the state of utter helplessness. In another ayat of the Holy Quran, the state of humans on the Day of Judgment has been compared to locusts. Surah Al-Qamar, ayat number 7. خُشَّ عَنْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ يَخْرُجُونَ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ كَأَنَّهُمْ جَرَادٌ مُنْتَشِرٌ. They will come forth from their graves with their eyes downcast, swarming about like locusts scattered by the wind. Imam Razi, while discussing both these similes in his tafsir of the Holy Quran, Tafsir-e-Kabir, he writes, human similarity with moths is that the moths do not fly in the same direction as birds do. So due to severe panic, humankind will be scattered about in the same manner as moths. The simile with the locusts is to signify huge multitudes of human beings on the last day. Because locusts, as we all know, they come in big swarms, they come together. In Ayat 5, the word ihin means colored, and manfush is from nafasha, and it means beaten, willowed. Willowing wool is an ancient technique where you use 2 willow sticks or some other bendy wood to whip the wool. This helps to open up the locks and get air into the wool and the vegetable matter out. So when the Holy Quran described the destruction on the day of Qiyamah, the Arabs of Makkah questioned and wondered how such huge mountains could possibly be destroyed. So to answer their questions, the Quran has described the destruction of the mountains quite vividly. So basically, this was to make the Arabs understand that how, when you willow the wool, when you beat the wool of the animal, and after such beating, the wool becomes so soft and fluffy. In a similar manner, you will be observing the mountains on that day beaten, and they will appear to you as if they are carded wool, as if they are beaten wool. So they are being given an example from their daily life. And here I'm going to conclude the lesson for today. And inshallah, in the next lesson, I will give you some further ayat from the Quran where Allah Ta'ala has described how the mountains will be destroyed on the day of judgment, on the day of Qiyamah. And there are further ayat to explain to the Arabs of Makkah. Because you see, the Arabs of Makkah, for them, the primitive man of that day could not understand how such a huge structure could be destroyed in such a limited space of time. I mean, today, in this day and age, we can understand this so much better because we have seen the technology that man has devised, and it's possible to bring down big structures. So inshallah ta'ala, in the next class, we will continue this surah further. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.